Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk. We're going to talk about American politics, and we're specifically going to talk about the 2025 movie Nuremberg, starring Russell Crowe and Rami Malek and Michael Shannon. All right, let's jump into this. Okay, so what was the? By the way, spoilers for events that happened 80 years ago. Let's go. All right. So what was the point of this movie? Well, this movie made some very distinct points, right? And so one of the points it made was it was like, okay, what happened is that in Nuremberg, an international tribunal of Great Britain, America, and then maybe France was in there, and then like one other major country, I think. That essentially the Allies, like the Allies, after the war, got 11 Reich officers and tried them, right? In the first international in the first international court, the first international tribunal, right? And so what the movie showed was that they created international precedent to prosecute war crimes. But what they also showed was that while they had created precedents to prosecute war crimes, all of that was done under zero jurisdiction. They at no point ever established jurisdiction to try anyone, right? And so the Reich Marshal was put on trial by this international tribunal, but they had no jurisdiction. They had zero jurisdiction. Like this was a German citizen. He should have been tried by Germans, right? And because they wanted to, they created international precedents, but they never, ever established international jurisprudence, right? Or jurisdiction, right? And so I walked out of the movie understanding about Nuremberg that what they really accomplished was the murder of 11 Reich soldiers, right? Like they killed them, but they did not have jurisdiction to kill them, right? They set a precedence to punish war crimes, but they never established jurisdiction to punish war crimes, right? And I think the Nuremberg movie makes this extremely clear. They even say it in the film that they're like, years from now, this trial will be seen as a farce. And I think that's the point of the Nuremberg movie, was that it was a farce, and that all international tribunals and all international courts really are farces. They have absolutely zero jurisdiction to prosecute anyone, and they absolutely have no jurisdiction to take any human being's life for any acts that were done, right? And so I really walked out of Nuremberg saying, okay, the Nuremberg trials were a farce. They murdered 11 people. They murdered 11 people, period. Like, because they didn't have jurisdiction to try them, right? And I think the movie was very clear on this. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like you're striving, and have a fetch millennium.